line in the company is twofold. We want to help as many people get the best results as they can, and we want to allow the people that understand that really is true to make the most money. And so, Harvey, I think one of the conversations we had when we was going through all the different testimonies, we are extremely powerful with what's going on in the company right now as far as testimonies coming out and people are getting great results. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you about, the thing that we discussed on Saturday was business. Because I know network marketing, if you treat it like it's a hobby, it costs money. And next thing you know, you get to realize that you put lots of money into something and you really haven't got lots back. And there's a lot of people out there that say that they would like to have a business. And so, I think that's one of the ways I started this question with you. If there's an opportunity to make, a lot of money helping people with their health and selling Aroga, is that something that interests you, Harvey?
Yes, indeed, it does.
And so, have you ever owned any businesses before?
Bloody have I ever. Yeah, at least a half dozen.
And so all those half dozen businesses, in conventional business that you've looked at, Harvey, have you ever been able to get involved in a business for $220 or $400 or $750?
No, not even close to it. You can't set up a business painting residential interiors for that kind of money.
That's exactly correct. The thing that really caught my attention was the fact that for a very small nominal amount of money, $220 up to $750 if you want the best value on the most product, you can be truly involved in a business that can make lots of money. And so one of the things I was looking at is what it would really look like if we treated it as though it's a business and not just as a product that I wanted to sell. And so, if you were going to really look at this business, do you think it would be important for you to consume all four of the products, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So we have a core product that we know is going to cost $253. What I've asked people to do, let's just say a husband and wife, to, number one, sign themselves up in one of those packs that we talked about, $220, $400, or $750. Matter as far as how the complex is going to pay us long term on how you come in. So pick the one that's right for your particular family. I think we're going to sell a whole lot of the $400 packs. That way we have two of the core fours for the husband and wife to both start on the product. The second thing that I've been looking at is what's going to cost ongoing. And so $253 is the auto ship. I think we should sign our spouse up, our significant other up, as a customer, and get a $253 order in their name so both of us can be considered the product. So that's $500. And, Harvey, as long as I do, it's talking about spending $500 on the critical supplement, it's kind of a more difficult sell. Would you agree?
Yeah. Most people don't think that way, but they're spending that kind of money on conventional health, aren't they? Some of them are spending that kind of money on cigarettes.
I was thinking that myself, because a lot of people spend more than that on their life. And so actually that's something, the nice thing about our business model is the fact that for this $500, you run your complete business, and at the end of the day, you get health as well as the wealth that we're talking about. And so, whenever I look at a business, I want to know how much it costs to get in, how do I get my money back, and then what the ongoing money look like for the cost. And that's the basic things that I want to see. Do you agree?
I do. That's a good summary of the points you want to cover.
So at $400, and if I set up a $500 worth of automatic orders, two different automatic orders, one in my name and one in a friend's name that's going to be underneath me, at that point we're talking about roughly $500 a month, and that's what it costs me to run my business. Then I start looking at what does it take to get to offset that. And what I have really noticed in this company is if we can get three people underneath us that understand and want to pursue this as a business the same way, they get their three, we help them do exactly the same thing. By the time we're 3 levels deep, the compensation plan, not talking about startup bonuses, not talking about fast start bonuses, not talking about any of that, but just from the true commissions off the product sales long term, we would be making $1,000 a month at 3 levels deep. That covers my $500. That puts $500 in my bank account and allows me to be able to have better health. And that's a pretty good deal if we just ended right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you understand how important the products are, you understand right there that we've got a complete win in this situation. Now, the thing I told you, Harvey, is my desire would be, let's just say you're one of my 3 people that I've signed up. I would like to make sure that you also have your products paid for. So if I'm going to do that, and all 3 of my people, I'm going to help them, assist them in doing exactly the same thing, then we're down to the next level, and that's paying out over $3,000 plus me and all of my people that submit their products. That's putting a little money in the bank. I consider that a complete win. This is just business to me, whatever you look at how the business side should work. And I'm telling you, I don't know of anything else in the world that we can do to run a business for $500 a month. I just don't know of anything else in the world that we can do that with, Harvey.
No, absolutely not.
The reason it's so big on business approach right now, Harvey, I'll just tell you, is that, I just got back out of Oklahoma City, and the big talk up there is Mississippi's fixing to lay off 25% of their people. Devon's fixing to lay off close to 40%. And so do you think these people are looking for something that's going to cure their confidence of the office, or do you think they're looking for cash?
They're looking for something that'll keep a roof over their heads, keep them out of foreclosure, put food on the table, and put gas in the tank.
Amen. That's the reason I'm going with this approach. That's the reason I'm running as hard as I can, because people are desperate out there looking for that.
Well, for the people that don't understand who those companies are, would you just elaborate a little bit?
I think most people probably understand who Devon is. It's one of the larger oil companies in the whole world. Chesapeake being the biggest producer, I guess, of natural gas in the United States. And,
all right.
Gas has kind of went down tremendously.
Oh yeah.
Things are hurting in the oil patch, and everybody's excited about having dollar gas again. But the bottom line on it is it could be the destruction of this nation.
Yeah.
But we have an answer.
We've got an answer for a lot of people. Anyone who's got a friend in Indiana. See, we had Carrier Air Conditioning announced they're closing up, laying off 1,400 people. And that's correct. Closing down that plant, moving their operations to Mexico. And then we had Ford Motor Company announce that they're laying off. Do you remember how many it was?
I don't even remember, but
I think it's 4,000 people. And that was, somebody can correct the record at some point, but I thought that was Indiana as well. But it's somewhere in the Midwest, and we're taking hits all over. And these people are absolutely desperate. Well, we got people who are very well qualified who are having to work 2 part-time jobs because nobody wants to, the employers don't want to go for Obamacare, and so they won't hire them as full-time employees. These are desperate times. The only reason we don't see food lines on the streets like they have, like we see in those pictures of the Depression, is that they're all getting these government food. I don't know what you call them, these cards, these little debit cards, where they get free food. Otherwise, we'd be standing in bread lines again.
I agree. At the end of the time, here's what I know is that, this opportunity comes because of the fact that the product really is one of the best products in the whole world. But, we look at all the other network marketing companies that are out there, and there's all different companies that have done extremely well with a much less effective product. And so for us to be able to watch what other companies do, make note of that, and then allow ourselves to understand one thing. This product beats all the other products on the market. And if that's true, then if we treat it the same as these other people have in their businesses, then we can make an enormous amount of money doing the right thing. And, that's the point that I try to get to people out here. It's not like, we're just going to sell this stuff and all I care about is making the money. But here's the deal, guys. I mean, if we can do the right thing and have the right activity, then we truly can be serving others and doing that with cash in our pocket.
Sure. Now, Randy, let me ask you about how people succeed. We often hear that you need to make a names list. Can you elaborate on what your experiences, what your opinions are about it?
Sure, absolutely. The bottom line on it is, Harvey, everybody wants you to go make a names list, but nobody knows exactly why. And I always found that to be kind of humorous because, the names list isn't for you, Harvey. I want you to make a names list so you and I can work together on looking down at the figure out the names list should motivate me. As you start to look and realize who all you're putting on your list, I get more motivated to figure out how we're going to make sure we help with that. And whenever I say help with that, Harvey, you understand that everybody in the world is not the best salesman, nor do they want to be. But they do have people in their lives, like you and I, that don't have a problem with having the ability to speak. And these guys can be just as successful as us because, the Scripture makes it plain that everybody's not the eye, everybody's not the mouth, and that's fine. So you take and use all of the different skill sets of the people that you have in your upline, and pretty soon you can make it to matches and be extremely successful and be completely shy and not even get on the phone very often.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. And there are a lot of people, we have a lot of friends here on the call, and they know people that I know. Well, for the most part, I'm trying to stay away from those people and giving them an opportunity to make the calls first. Tony and I know a lot of people in common, and, everybody on the phone. And so I want to help them. All I need in order for me to be successful is I need to get 3 good legs started in the day. And then I need to help them get 3 good legs started.
That's correct. And, you can choose, Harvey. You can go as wide as you want. We're going to have a place to speak for people at the office, but let's just say that you told 4 or 5 different people, and 3 of them really took off, and a couple of them we had to work a little harder with. We can still take those 2 people and place them down line and bless some other folk with some more of the people that you're going to go personally sponsor. And still make it where it's advantageous to people. So, what I would say is, work with the ones that work the hardest. And I would also say, one thing that I would personally do is, take each one of your leaders that you have on the phone tonight, work out a time, speak one-on-one with them and Marshall Howard or myself, and let's really make a plan for these guys to be successful. Because the biggest thing I'm seeing in networking is a lot of folks get signed up, but nobody really sits down with you and makes a plan and makes sure that you can go have success. And so at the end of the time, basically I just got to sign you up so I can get a sign-up bonus, and then I'm going to go over to somebody else and hope that they work. And that's not true networking, in my opinion. That's not having the heart that you have. And so as you sign your people up, let's make a plan for them. Plans don't fail, but we do fail to plan a lot. And if you use all the assets that you have, Harvey, obviously you're a great speaker and a tremendous speaker, and if your people will use you, use the Marshall Howards of the world, use myself, if they need somebody on the phone, then they can always.
They've already got that in me, Randy.
Well, they get a double dose that way.
Yeah.
At the end of the time, we can really make them a plan to be successful. And if that's not their desire, then I appreciate them. I appreciate all that they're going to try to do. But to move this forward in a fast fashion, we need to know exactly what's going on and how we can help them and assist them to make sure that they're successful.
Yeah. I'm reminded of my brother's situation. He's got a real nice bird dog, an English setter. And if you go hunting with that English setter, the dog will find the birds for you and point to them, tell you where they're at. Right there. They're right there. But I have never yet found an English setter that could shoot a shotgun. They don't do it. so there's a role for everybody. You know, I don't get the birds if the bird dog doesn't find them, and the bird dog doesn't get the birds if I don't shoot. So we've all got different roles. And
we all work together to be successful.
And one of the things that they, and I think I'm going to ask Marshall to give us a little insight on this about doing three-way calls with your upline when the company that we were both in before, I made a great run. I got in, by the grace of God, I got into the right group, and I had my upline, Ken Anderson, doing three-way calls for me. And when I got somebody that just couldn't make a decision, we were going back and forth, I'd say, I'd get them on the line with Ken, and we were almost always successful. And that's the way I built my business. I didn't know what I was doing. As far as running a network, I'd never done it before. I'd been enrolled in one before, but I never did anything successfully with it. And then I got in Anatech and just took off. And so the reason was that I leaned on my upline until I figured out the game. I didn't have to eat up his time with that anymore. So I just encourage people who don't know the products that well, don't know the biochemistry that well, don't know enough about Dr. McAnally, to pick up the phone and call someone in the upline that they think they can work well with, and just
people can't hardly see past it. And the fact is, as you're going through your list, figuring out how to do the three-way calls, your upline can instruct you on how to do a great job of just the introduction. Because many people get backed in a corner trying to do a three-way call before they ever start, because their friend wants to ask them all the questions versus doing the three-way. And so if you just learn the different trades, just learn how to do that, because they're not going to back one of us in the corner. We've been around the block several times, and so they have a tremendous advantage. And that's the whole reason that I try to get them to make their list. Because, Harvey, if I go down through all your names and you say, well, I have this friend and that friend, and here's kind of what they do, their background, what they are, we can have more of a connection the minute I get on the phone with them. We have a connection instantly versus just trying to sell somebody something. That's not ever a position to start.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We ought to do. Let's ask Marshall if he'll join in here and give us a little something on this topic of the three-way. Are you with us, Marshall?
I'm here, Harvey, and you guys are exactly right. You're right on point. The big tower.
Marshall,
can you hear me?
Where are you, Marshall? Let's see if you're on mute or if you're on the phone at all. Let's see. Yeah, there is. And Marshall.
Unmuted.
We're muted there. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right, good deal. Well, you know, you guys are right on track with the power of the three-way call. That's one of the best tools we've got in this industry because it takes advantage of the very powerful psychological benefits of performing a three-way call. Because, you know, I can, even though I may be able to say the exact same things that you might, Harvey, if I know someone, and then they're my friend, they've known me for a long time, I could put you on the phone and build you up as an expert in the industry, you know, how successful you've been with all of your experience, that you know how to do business like this, and build you up as the out-of-town expert, so to speak. You can actually say the same things to them that I might have said, but it just carries more credibility coming from that out-of-town expert. It's just a psychological thing with people. And it promotes teamwork, and it helps them see that if they decide to join your team, they're not in it by themselves either. They may be in business for themselves, but they're not in business by themselves. And we work together, and we help each other. And, you know, new people especially, they stumble a little bit. They don't know how to say it. They get embarrassed. They get scared. And they can take great confidence in putting someone on the line with their friend and build that person up. You know, before they put them on the phone with them, so that they, you know, look to them as the out-of-town expert, and then listen to the way that they handle their questions, and the way they handle their objections, and the way they say it, and they'll learn it, and they'll get better and better at it, and they'll get to the point where they'll be doing three-way calls for people down in their team before they know it, because it's, you know, none of this is rocket science. It's just a matter of being a part of something, working together as a team, and you know, building those people up when you, as the out-of-town expert, whenever you put them on the phone with your people.
Yeah. It just seems, it just came to mind that you're talking about something that Jesus talked about, that a prophet is not without honor but in his own country. And, you know, your old friends see you in one particular role, and your family members. Yes, well, wait a minute, Marshall didn't go to medical school about this. But if Marshall gets Dr. McInally on the line, all of a sudden they're interested. When I was in construction, I tried to do something. But I wanted to do something for my mother's house. She didn't want to listen to me. But I bring one of my buddies over who hadn't graduated from grammar school, and she'd listen attentively. She go, oh, yeah. So it's you get somebody else to tell your friends if they don't want to listen to you, and it is powerful. It's a powerful tool. It made me a lot of money.
You know, at the end of the day, Harvey, you know, if we can get to some of the rules of engagement down to where people can understand them, you know, I mean, most people don't even understand that questions are always the answer. And when you get to the point where you can ask questions, you can diffuse all situations, and you can truly find out what's going on, because that's how I started with you. You know, I just asked,
that's right.
You ever had a business, and do you want to make money doing this? You know, because some people, we got to go down the path just to find out if they've given themselves permission to make money, truly going out and helping others. And, you know, if you ask enough questions, you can always get to the bottom line of what you're trying to do.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to ask those questions. People won't tell you what's really bothering them, what the sticking point. Sometimes they don't know. They don't understand. Sometimes you don't know what you're thinking until your mouth opens up and you start talking. And you hear yourself think. It's happened to me more than once. Now, let's be very economical on our time and respect for everybody else. Everybody over in the Eastern time zone, you know, it's getting late over here, 9 o'clock. So I'd like to get to a close. Randy, you want to quickly summarize what we've covered?
You know, I will, Harvey. The bottom line on it is, I think that if we just treat this thing like it's a business, go out here, help our people, figure out who they are, make a list, and truly make a plan to be successful, then the people that want to be successful, that gives you the best option, that gives you the best ideas on how to make sure that we get that accomplished. The people people on the phone, whether we're talking about Harvey, whether we're talking about Marshall, myself, all of us are here in a position that we want to help you become successful if that's what you want. And, you know, if it's not what you want, then I understand. But if it is, then I would love to be part of that stream of making sure that you have the information necessary to make sure that can take place. Treat this like it's a business. That way it can bless you with the great rewards that's going to happen from being part of something in the early infancy stages that we're calling Aroga. And don't wait. The transformation is not your friend. So I'm asking you, take the initiative. Call Harvey. Say, yes, fit me. I'm really looking to make sure that I can take care of a lot of people and would like to know what these guys know. And then allow us to go to work. And at that point, Harvey, I just appreciate being part of the call with you.
Oh, man, I'm grateful to you for helping out, Randy. This has been enormous. Marshall, you are my upline. Marshall, we get to the question. I sent out this email, and it was kind of a cold email, and I intended it to be that way. You know, this how, if you are interested in helping people, which way are we going to help the most people, with a one-on-one help the sick mission or a business mission?
Well, without a doubt, it's the business mission. That's one of the things that I had to learn a hard lesson early on, and other things I've done in the past. Do have a heart for people, always have, and I want to help people. When I find something like this, I know if there's people suffering that need it, and they need to improve their quality of life and their health and all those kind of things. But the bottom line is, when I sat back and really took a hard look at it, those people that got serious about going out and building a business and helping their team become successful are the ones who help more people than anybody else. Because the bottom line is, the only way to help somebody with this product is get it into their body. And the more people we can get it into, the more people we can help. And if we can help them earn enough income to offset the cost so they can take it for free, there's no reason they would ever want to stop. And they'll extol the benefits to everybody they see for the rest of their life. And that's how we're going to get this to millions and millions of people around the world in the years to come. That is Dr. McAnally's plan. That's his dream. That's his goal. That's his mission. He's made the greatest discovery of his life, and he's put years and years into it. It took him 10 years to get this all put together, get it perfected, and get it ready to bring to market. And everything he's ever done his entire career has been a home run. Now, we need to go out and finish the job for him. He's got the hard part done. The deep science, figure it all out, get it all put together, and all we've got to do is go out there and spread the word and get it to people and help people develop a good, solid income, while improving their health. And that's we got the power to do that here. There's so many people that build big businesses and with products that aren't even in the same league with what we have here. In fact, in all the 30 years I've been doing this and all the different companies I've seen, different products I've seen, I've never seen anything that comes close to having the potential this has to help more people around the world than anything else that's ever come along. And I think there's a good chance, as the world finds out about it and it continues to grow and we continue to see the kind of results that we're seeing, that it could end up being a history-making discovery that'll go into the record books and be talked about for generations to come.
Yeah, I'd like to say one more thing to add on to that. Everybody looks at companies that become very successful, and I don't care whether it's on the stock market or in network marketing. Oh, I wish I'd gotten in on that, blah, blah, blah. Well, everybody listening to this call has the opportunity to be in on this at the beginning. We haven't even launched the business officially yet. That we're going to see details of the plan, we hope, early next week. And then we're going to be off and running on March 1st, Lord willing. And so you're going to be in on the very beginning. Now, one of the prices you pay for being in at the beginning is that everything's not finished yet. Don't call me and tell me that the website is not perfected yet. I know that. Make do with it. Don't tell me that we don't have enough testimonies. We're working on it. Everything's going to come, but it's time for you to put your shoulder to the wheel if you want to make this a business. positive suggestions, I know if you want to get them to me, I can get them to Marshall. Marshall and Randy can get them into the company as needs be. But we can build this thing up right. But there's no sense complaining that we don't have a website like XYZ Corporation that's been in business for 15 years. We don't. It'll be there, but it's not now. And you're going to be one of the early birds. Well, just expect that we're going to have, it's just pioneer work, isn't it? You got to clear the trees. Help us clear the trees before we grow a crop. So, okay, gentlemen, you think there's anything else we need to add to that?
I think the only thing I can say, Harvey, is the bottom line is, even though we are at the top in the beginning before the company is launched, even being there doesn't guarantee success. I mean, it's just like knowing, finding out about the best place to go catch fish, the best fishing hole in the world, and you make it up there to it. That's not going to guarantee you'll catch a fish. We got to start baiting hooks and putting them in the water. And that's what we all need to do. And if we'll do that, we'll catch fish, or we'll catch a lot of them, and we'll change a lot of lives, and with their health and their finances, with the power of what we've got here, no doubt about it.
Just consistently call a few people every day, put a few people in every week or every month, whatever your rate of growth is going to be. But if you keep doing it, you're going to be a giant.
That's exactly right. And everybody you put in, take full responsibility for helping them be successful. If you help them get what they want, you'll never have to worry about what you want.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, thanks ever so much. Both Marshall Howard and Randy Nagers have been a very worthwhile half hour of information, and I think, and hope and pray everybody has got what they need out of this. And if anybody doesn't, if you don't have